All right, happy Monday. Happy April 20th. Um Today was actually a by far from easy, but definitely a straightforward day. And you have one of these type of days. That's all I want to talk about. That you have these type of days. Um you just have to go with your gut. You have to go with your instincts. I mean, you when you do something for so long, you start building this type of instinct, right? This type of kick in your gut, if you will. Um though I was looking for buys, I kind of wanted to see it, and I'll show you guys in a bigger picture, but I wanted to see basically it hold resistance. What was once resistance and then basically supported back to resistance. I wanted to see it hold it for a final either rejection for a one-time rejection, and then eventually it was going to break it. And I thought it was going to be an extremely bullish Monday because we come to Mondays, it's money Mondays, right? There's a lot of money being printed. There's a lot of fluctuations. Actually, it's less fluctuations and more of a one direction type of day, for being brutally honest. Monday and Fridays typically are those type of days. But um made this on the small account right now while I got my journal still open on the side on my phone. It's currently sitting at $1,380.13. So, um, this is one point we were up $190, but it is what it is. Um, Basically was between 190 to, I think at one point this one had retraced down to 61 or $62, and I was like, you know what, I'll just give it another few seconds for a drop. If not, I just want to cut it for a profit, because you don't really know, especially with US30. If you don't take profit, you could instantly get fucked up, and she could close you out for a massive loss. So when you're up in profit with US30, you really have to do whatever it takes to protect yourself. So, and then when you have these type of days and when you keep following the rules, then that just that one break even rule, then you can come back the next day, the very next day, the other day, and then you have a next week, then you have a next month, and then you have a whole year on that same account where you basically keep stacking up, even though it might be small greens. But guess what? Small greens leads to the ability to size up. So, same trades, actually, as a matter of fact, really the same setups. I probably could have got five. Well, actually, it was four cells, but I probably could have had, three from here, one from here, all from the same zone. I mean, if you're just looking right, 49,485. So I took this from 633. I know it shows 1633. It's 633. I closed this out just at 6:35, guys. Not even right on the dot. It was can I see it over here? So I entered 6:33:42, and I closed out. Yeah, it was 6:34:56. So that was just a minute and 14 seconds. Just a minute and 14 seconds, right? So a minute. One more time. A minute and 14 seconds. Now, um, I think it could have been an easy $300-400 day on this account. But I didn't know that, and I only took bigger lot sizes. If you've been watching my past US30 videos of me trading on the big account, I'm kind of scared of the lot sizes because I'm still learning how to trade US30, right? But I'm taking bigger lot sizes. I mean, yeah, for one, I have the money. For two, I have the capital. Secondly, thirdly, whatever the case may be, I can I can afford to take a loss. It's gonna make me like it's gonna like pinch my skin, but it's not gonna per se hurt, right? But whatever. Great day. It's always one of those type of things. If you push yourself, you can always do better, right? So I will show you in the bigger chart, but we were basically holding over here for almost like 20 minutes. So I'll show you guys in a bigger time, bigger zones, bigger charts, bigger picture. Um, let's see if I actually saved my US30 charts, and I did. So this is what I wanted to see, right? This is all I wanted to see. Ideally, you see this blue line in the bottom. I kind of thought we could wick it one more time before we could be extremely bullish, and then I wanted to basically see it come here to hold resistance. Sure enough, she actually, when she got here, she was still climbing. It was slowly, and this is why we wait for confirmations. You want to see a slight decline, right? You want to see a rejection. That doesn't matter whether it's resistance or support, but whatever your bias is, you want to see a rejection of that zone, of that area. She climbed behind. I was like, okay, well, basically this would have to be my ultimate resistance, with this being my stop loss. Basically, seeing that red wick over there, seeing the bodies over here, and seeing that we did come back up to 553. So I was like, 507 and 553 is basically my final resistance zones. And I was like, I wasn't bummed out that I missed my buy, but I was just kind of like, it's just a huge learning curve I have yet to still to overcome, right? So when she, and I can just show you, when she wicked it, I was like, dude, I just needed like another 12 points. And honestly, in hindsight, I'm kind of playing around with two different charts right now just to get the best feel. And I was like, if I was just a little bit more patient on this chart, it was like, realistically, by the time I would have entered, it would have been almost a 25, 26 point move and of a chase. And I was like, I don't want to risk that. But then I'm looking back, of course, now I know the outcome. But I was just like, it had such a bullish um bullish setup, right? So we basically, when we were down, we came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, came up. Now we're obviously due to come down. I wanted to see it hold on support on this blue line at 49. I think it was 49 259.83, and I wanted to shoot up. Now I really wanted to see it, what it would do over here. Now, no matter who says what, your TP, you don't really want to ever set a hard TP or a hard stop loss. Hard stop loss can save you, but at the same time, because of slippage, it can also fuck you just as bad. So, um, wanted to see what it was gonna do here. Plan, really, my last plan turned to plan A. Um, Either that or I just no trade, right? So I missed out this over here. She came up, um, and I was like, dude, at first I wanted to see. Remember, my first resistance was at 49, 451, and so she kind of slowly climbed up. I was like, well, this is basically my last shot, really. My third final attempt, right? So, sure enough, she did come up. I did. Soon as I saw that she came a little bit up, and she wasn't wicking this first line, she did come up, and then she was just kind of like right here in this area, right? So at one point I almost entered for a sell, chasing it right here, and I'm like, I would have been in a nasty drawdown. I would have been in a nasty drawdown. But lucky enough, she came back up, and I saw that she was, for the second time, I was like, if she's gonna wick it, if she's gonna decline it, if she's gonna reject this area, we could have a good dump. Now, again, if this 49 451 wasn't resistance, well, now I'm scared of it holding support, because I don't know, I just really felt like, I mean, with the body closed below it, right? So we can easily see that there is something at the 49 451 zone. Regardless, though, when I entered, and we could go on a 1 minute time frame. Not that I use it, it's just to show you guys. Yeah, so I would have entered like right there, dude. But fair enough. She came back up, and I saw that she was holding over here, and I think it was that, I don't know exactly. It might have been the red candle where I entered this red candle, and I was pretty good. I never really got in drawdown, maybe like a point or two, but never really in drawdown. And she just dropped. Now I know I was over here. I was up like almost $200. I think it might have been just few dollars shy. Might have been 191, and then I saw 187, and then she was coming back up, and I was like, no, 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 and I just closed it. So I did close out to make profit at 143.20 after commissions. But that's not bad for basically a minute and what 13 seconds of a trade, right? So, compare this to a normal job. If you divide this by eight, that's just $17 and I think like 12 cents an hour. So, and I made this much money again in just a minute and 13 seconds. So, it's not the worst case scenario as always. Um, but just look over here, right? So she stayed in the zone. She stayed in the zone. You could have took so many scalps, man, so many scalps. But I think these are also the scariest setups. I know Nas, these type of setups would be loading orders for a breakthrough because that's when all the sellers are getting stacked up on orders over here, and then basically banks, all these NYSE, all these hedge funds, all these big money orders, they would flush and fluff the price, so they would just get rid of all the traders, right? That's just happened to me so many times, right? Monkey see, monkey do. I say that all the time because it's truly off of what you learned from previous experience. So got smoked out so many times from doing that on one indice. Not gonna do it over here. Not gonna test my luck, right? So, um, coming back to Nas, fair enough. I don't really trade Nas if I don't have to, but I really wanted to basically see it come back down to the 29,602, either pre-market or market opening, and I wanted to see it basically just go up, right? But it looked like and I know a lot of people took basically very very same setup as what I just demonstrated on US30. They took a sell over here and they just wrote it down. So some people actually wrote it down. Some people got multiple entries. Some people they just took a sell over here and just tried to write it, um, just a quick scalp, right? So because this one at market opening, after she wicked it, she did tank. So um, that's all I gotta say. Um, Now I am really really proud of basically my server, right? My Discord server. Really really proud. We have everybody talking about we have something called daily recap, so you can just see it over here. We have a lot more people as well just talking about their journeys, talking about their trading. This is literally like a trading journal, and then everybody comes over here and we're like just giving advice, right? Some people like this lovely member over here talking about, he made a little video of his thing, and then he was like, what, he was like, ever since I took RZ's advice, right, day trader 103's advice, less stress. Ever since I moved to a strat, less stress. Ever since I adapted myself to NAS only, once again RZ's advice, less stress, right? So ever since I stopped using whatever strategy that he was using beforehand, also less stress, LMAO, right? So can't make this shit up. Living proof right here. And then we also have Daytrader 103's review. Basically everyone is just saying like, thank you for helping me. People are saying like, hey, you should. I'm living proof that his advice, free resources, completely worth it, right? So, oh, that's one picture. You know, somebody new. You can obviously tell when somebody new joins a server, they're like, oh, and then he's still saying this has got to be the best server in my opinion, right? So, um, and then just on TikTok. So we have an Instagram, we have a TikTok. You can see it over here. Instagram is this. Don't forget that underscore. TikTok and YouTube are the same handle. And this guy just watching somebody else's stream midnight, probably was trading Asia London session, I believe, and then he was like, you should check out Daytrader 103. This guy, I guess he was new to trading, and a lot of people were like, just this and that, and he was sponsoring me in the middle of nowhere. So I'm just surprised. I literally fell asleep. I was like, wow. And then he was like, I've been checking out the YouTube. I'm in there. Just got into Discord. We're both beginners, and I'm like, we. And he's like, yeah, he's learning good. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he was like, I just passed my eval after months after watching your YouTube. So I do have a lot of those people. Believe it or not, all these, and yeah, I'm scrolling. 28. These are 28 different reviews, right? So 28 different reviews, 28 different people telling me on their own will, like, man, you're one of a hell of a guy. I get a lot of compliments. I get people telling me I'm an angel of some sort, um, God's right hand, and really happy to be doing the work that I do. I'm really happy that first of all the man above blessed me, and I generally do take it as an honor if I could help as many people that generally do want to listen to me. I would take interest in making sure that they see their first dollar to their rent money, making that in a single day, right? In a single trading session, off of a single trade. So, you know, um, thanks at RZ for what you teach. In all honesty, was just getting my ego out the way and accepting what I needed to learn. It is true. Have It's not just about Daytrading 103. It's not just about RZ. There's a lot of helpful people in here. A lot of helpful people. I mean, if you're gonna trade stupid, if you're gonna make some dumb mistakes, you're gonna have a lot of people calling you out in here. That's how life is. There's nothing to be, you can't make some bullshit up and expect like basically princess treatment for it. And I'm being straight up. This is not the server for that either. So I do have a lot of people in here who will tear you up, but it's all for the sake of you improving so you never make that mistake again, because that's how people learn. That's how humans learn. That's how all living creatures learn, right? Like a dog, you have to give it a dog treat in order, or probably few dog treats just for it to learn a simple trick. Same thing with humans. There's consequences. There's bad things that's gonna happen when you act stupid, right? Now nobody's stupid, guys. Don't get that twisted. Nobody's stupid. Anybody and everybody can do this. But here's the thing, you just need to stay strong. You just need to follow basically everything that people are saying, right? The real deal. Took RZ's advice. Got my first green weeks twice in a row ever, right? Big step. Loving his strategy. Absolutely simple. No complications. Been loving backtesting it. No complaints at all. So we could talk about this all day, right? We could talk about this all day. So, um, and I actually respond to people, right? So everything's free. All I ask is that, since it is free, you guys have to work with me on my time. But to be honest, I do have a lot of time since I'm kind of don't really do much aside from just day trade, work a little bit, and then gym and just dates and spend some time with quality time with family, friends, or the people I love. So that still leaves like literally half the whole day open. Actually, it leaves even more than just half the day open. So, um, man, people are amazing. There's a lot of piece of shit people as well. I don't want to say names again, but if you watched the video from yesterday, you already know three of the people that I mentioned. They have ego stuffed down their throats. I mean, they're blowing evals. Somebody blew 30 evals in literally just 2 3 weeks, but just because he got 4 or 5 $300 or $400 payouts, basically just saying up to I think 1,600 or 16,000, but he already blew. I don't know. He blew way more than 16,000 on affording those evals, and with the way how he does his little give outs. But he's massively in debt. There's no doubt about that, and that's just not the type of people we are here either. Don't have an ego. I don't even have an ego, because losses will always humble you. So that's all I want to say. While this video is still short, might as well just post it like this. But don't have an ego. Always be humble, because life and the man above will always make sure that you're on your knees. So don't put somebody else on their knees. Um, kiss up, especially if it's just for the greater cause, greater good. Have enough common sense just to, carry out that intention. Um, as always, I think it's gonna be a hard week trading. Today per se was not really the easiest day trading. I don't know. I'm new to US30. I feel like NAS 100 today I wouldn't have got it. I'm kind of the same way both on US30 and NAS in terms of bias, in terms of how I would have traded it today. Probably would have got a sell. Probably would have chased it. Probably could have made some quick scalp, quick money here and there. But I don't know what to really say for this week. I'm not happy with today starting off, with the week starting off like this. So all I'm gonna say is that, as always, just be careful. Um, Peace, love, and cheers, and happy trading, and best of luck. Thank you.